Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's, well, pretty mysterious for most people: the money behind webcam modeling. We're going to get past all the headlines and really look at how the business itself works.
All right, let's just cut to the chase. The question on everyone's mind is, how much do cam girls really make? You hear these big numbers thrown around, and that's a huge part of the appeal, right? But the reality, well, it might just surprise you. See, the thing is, there's no simple answer here. It's a massive spectrum. For some, it's a side hustle that brings in a little extra cash. For others, it's a full-blown six-figure career. So what's the difference? In a word, strategy. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with how much they make, then break down the 4 levels of earners. We'll look at the platforms and their payouts, talk about the path to independence, and finish up with the key takeaway you need to remember. All right, let's jump into it. First up, how much do they actually make? Now, the first thing you have to get your head around is that this isn't like your typical 9-to-5 job with a fixed salary. No way. This is a performance-based business, which is exactly why the numbers can be all over the place.
And this quote from Queen Kitty just nails it. She says, "I feel like people underestimate how much work goes into this." It's so true. The ones at the top aren't just flicking on a camera and waiting for money to roll in. They are full-on entrepreneurs. They're marketing themselves, building a brand, and keeping their audience engaged. It's a real business.
Okay, so how does all that hard work actually turn into cash? Well, the best way to think about it is like a career ladder with 4 really clear rungs. Now this lays out the entire financial journey, and it's super revealing. You've got the gross monthly earnings, which look great. But then, look at that platform cut column. That is a huge piece of the pie. What's left over, the net income, is what really matters. And you can see a really clear progression from a beginner all the way up to a top-tier model.
So, starting out at that beginner level, you're usually looking at something like a side hustle. The take-home pay after the platform gets its share is anywhere from about $250 to maybe $1,500 a month.
But once you build up a following and move into that intermediate stage, you see a pretty big jump. The income becomes way more consistent, coming from things like tips and private shows.
Now, for the experienced performers, we're talking about a solid, stable, full-time income. These are the people who have totally mastered their brand and know how to make the most out of things like selling exclusive content.
And then you have the top tier, the elite. We're talking about the models with huge followings and killer marketing skills. They are consistently pulling in over $12,000 a month. That's well into the 6-figure range annually. It's all a whole different ballgame. So we keep talking about that platform cut, right? Well, it's a massive piece of this puzzle. The platform you choose to work on can totally change your take-home pay. Let's take a look at the big ones. First up, chatterbaits. A lot of models start here because the traffic is just enormous. It's a great place to get seen when you're new. But that visibility comes with a really steep price tag, a commission of around 50%. Yeah, 50. It's the classic trade-off. They give you the audience, but they take half of everything you make. Then you've got OnlyFans, which on paper looks like a way better deal. Their commission is only 20%. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. They don't give you any traffic. None. Your success there depends 100% on your own ability to market yourself and bring an audience with you. MyFreeCams is another one of the big established sites. It's been around for a while and has a really loyal user base. The commission is high again, kind of like chatterbaits, so it's best for models who are really good at the traditional live show format with lots of tipping and private sessions. And then you have a platform like CamSada. They've kind of carved out their own niche by focusing on more tech-savvy features, like VR shows. This is for models who want to use technology to stand out from the crowd. Their commission is a little better than some of the others, but still pretty significant. You see the pattern here, right? All of these platforms have one major thing in common. They take a big cut of your money. So what's the ultimate power move? What's the secret strategy that the top earners use to really maximize their profits? Okay, this right here, this is the real game changer. When you're on a major platform, you're kissing up to half of your earnings goodbye. But if you have your own website, you keep pretty much all of it, like 95 to 100%. That right there is the ultimate move for taking back financial control. And this quote really sums it up perfectly. Successful cam models who diversify their income streams can easily surpass $10,000 per month. See, independence isn't just about keeping more of the money,
It's about being able to diversify. You're not just a performer anymore. You're building a business with memberships, merch, content sales, all under a brand that you and only you own.
So we've looked at the numbers, we've walked up the career ladder, we've seen the pros and cons of the big platforms. After all of that, what's the one big thing you should walk away with? It really just comes down to these three things. First, making it big in this industry is not about luck. It's about having a solid business strategy. Second, the platform you choose is going to have a massive impact on how much you actually take home. And third, if you want real financial control and the most profit possible, it all comes down to ownership.
So, when you really think about it, the central question isn't just how much can you make, it's how much control are you willing to take? And that shift in thinking, it changes everything. It reframes the job from being just a performer to being a true entrepreneur. And that is the real story here.